What's good, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you comment, and if possible, share. You know, that does help my channel a lot. If you guys hit the like, and if you guys share and stuff like that, it helps my channel a lot. You know what I mean? Especially how, Google doesn't really put my videos out on the algorithm. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, what I wanted to talk about is one of these videos that actually people hate that I upload on my channel. But I only come here to speak my mind and all that. I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. I'm here to, bring the facts and all that. So, these are the videos that get reported, but it's all right. I always win the appeals. On my channel, people like to say that why do I like defending the actions of gang members? I don't come defending the actions of gang members. I simply come and call it for what it is and speak the truth about it. Now, if the truth is making these people seem like I'm defending them or make them see them different in a different light, how are you going to be mad at the truth? If that's the truth, you cannot be upset at the truth. So you want me to lie instead? You want me to lie, falsify information and spread false propaganda and all of that? So you want me to lie? You want me to be a liar and to lie to people? Since when has telling lies ever been okay? It's not okay, right? People always say to be honest, tell the truth, and everything like that. It's something that people push in everything, in religion, in politics, in general in life, to be honest and whatever. So why is it when it comes to this subject, all of a sudden people want me to lie and all of that? No, I keep it honest with everything, including this. So I don't come defending or making excuses. I come with the facts. I think I'm gonna know more about the lifestyle actually being a gang member than you, who's not. So, you know what I mean? It sounds like your hatred. It sounds like you dislike gang members and all of that. And I perfectly understand the reason for it. You know what I mean? They're bad people, and yes, and it's a bad lifestyle, and yes, it shouldn't exist. Yes, all of that is very true. But at the same time, you can't come and be lying and spreading false propaganda. You know what I mean? That's not okay either. You know what I mean? Just because you dislike somebody doesn't mean you get to make up shit about them. Those are the facts. If there's one thing that people always, when they talk about this, and they purposely leave out, but then you bring it up, and then all of a sudden their memory gets jogged, like, oh yeah, media or people that just want to bash the life in general, they in the news, and when people tell their tales, they pick and choose what they want to talk about. Right? They talk about all the negativity, all the, because yes, it is a negative life and all of that. But they don't talk about the other things, right? They never, the news and everything like that never talks about, how homies can't just be running up and just, smoking anybody, you know what I mean? There's repercussions and consequences for that, but the news doesn't cover that. The news doesn't talk about how we don't assault the elderly or young children or nothing. They don't say none of that, They actually paint it like if we attack anybody and everyone, when that's not true. There's rules to this, and there's consequences for your dumb actions. Another thing that they don't talk about, and look this up if you think I'm lying, they don't talk about how certain barrios out there, several barrios, how they have done toy drives, donations and all that, where they do cookouts, you know what I mean? They sell the food and donate to charity, or like I said, toy drives, you know what I mean? They don't talk about none of that. And we're talking about barrios. We're not talking about these church programs or victory outreach. No. We're talking about actual barrios. You know what I mean? Look it up if you think I'm lying. That have done this. I should know, because we took part in it. For example, like my barrio, when we get money together to give to buy presents for the homies that's kids who are stuck, the homies incarcerated and he has kids out here, or the homies that passed away and left kids behind, how we get together and put money in together out of our wallets, to buy them toys for Christmas and stuff like that. The news don't cover that kind of stuff. The news doesn't cover how this individual or the homeboys coming from an abusive family and everything like that, and they kick him out. And instead of us leaving them out on the streets, we take him into our household, and are there for a homie through his darkest times, through his hardest times. There's in this world, there's homeboys that have been there more than your actual family, you know, that actually looked out for you, and the brotherhood is real. Don't ever get it twisted. Is there fake fools in the mix? Simon, hell yeah. You know, in the bottom, you're not those fake ass homies that be trying to dirt you up. Yeah, just like anything else, just like with a family, just like with anything else, just like with a workspace, it's human behavior to have these individuals. You know what I'm saying? But the brotherhood's there. You know, the neighborhood don't make a homeboy do shit that he doesn't want to do. They don't force him to do anything. The homeboy always goes willingly and always does everything willingly. I know that these PCs or all these other people like to tell a different story. That's a lie, bro. These vatos don't make you do a goddamn thing you don't want to do, my boy. You volunteered to do everything willingly, homie. You got in that car willingly. You want to go do the highlight willingly. Everything was done willingly, homie. Nobody forced you to do a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? So the brotherhood's there and stuff like that. But people don't understand the actual emotions that are in this life, because there's actual feelings. I know people like to think that we have no feelings, but we're humans. I mean, how stupid is that? Of course we have feelings. Every emotion that another human being feels is the exact same emotions that we feel. We just choose to channel our love and anger towards different things than everyday people. You know what I mean? But those emotions are there. We're not sociopaths. Well, some of them, but but that's anything. With anything else in life. So they never point out all this other stuff, right? They just want to point out the negative. You know what I mean? And the thing is that if you're trying to break down something, right, and if you're trying to like actually educate these individuals and try to lead them to a better life, you have to talk about the subject as a whole, as how it is, without being biased. You know what I mean? That's one thing I have always said is, is never to be biased. See, and it goes back to what I say, when kids are younger or whatever, they think that you hating, right? When you give them advice, they think that you're just trying to ruin their life, that you're just a liar. You get what I mean? Like when you say, don't hang out with them, you'll get nowhere in life, those guys have nothing, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then they go hang out with these individuals, and then they come to find out that they do have jobs, that they do have this and that. Now, later on in life, they might lose it all. They might end up in the penitentiary, and all of that. All of that is true. But meanwhile, at the time, this individual is only going based on what he sees. And what he sees is everything that you said was a lie. They do have this and that. They do blah, 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 blah. So now you look like the liar. And even though later on in the future, they might lose it all, like you had told them, meanwhile, they're only going to go based on what they see. That's how kids are. The best thing to tell them is, yeah, you might have this and that, you might get this and that, but at the end, for what? It means nothing. It means it's pointless, worthless. You gotta break it down in the sense of understanding and not come with negativity. Because when you come with negativity about something, individuals, including the youth, are able to see that you're just hating. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna listen to you. You already know a lot of kids, if you come and you tell them, you better not do this, they're going to go ahead and do it. Why? Because you're coming aggressively. You're coming talking shit. You're coming. So they just think that you just don't know, that, like, what do you know? That you're just being a hater. That's the reason why they still do things behind parents' backs, or why they still go and do, stupid shit. Because you don't know how to come to them. If you come right, respectfully, and with understanding, they'll actually be like, oh man, well, you know what, actually he's, sounds like, he really knew what he was talking about, and I probably should, you know what I mean? Instead of coming and just fucking hating. You know what I'm saying? It's better to provide understanding with things when you want to keep people out of them. It's never going to work by you coming talking shit, name calling, and all of that. That's never gonna work, bro. It's never gonna work. You could try to beat them. People act like if people didn't tell us this shit, or tell us that they'll fuck us up, or when they will hit us in it, and we still became how we became. None of those tactics work, bro. You know what I mean? You can in life, You will never get what you want by you coming aggressively. You might be able to maintain it for a short period of time, but you'll lose it. I guarantee you that. Because people overcome their fears, people overcome everything. You know what I mean? Can't rule with an iron fist. People get tired of that shit, and then they just rebel. Look, where's the evidence? Look at human history in itself. Everyone that's came to rule with an iron fist has always crumbled. You gotta come with, and those who came right with respect. You know, like Dr. King, like like Jesus, like all the people that came respectfully and with understanding to the table, their legacy forever lives. You know what I mean? People respect these individuals, even though they passed away. Woo! They still respect these individuals because when you come right, that shit never dies. When you come like a dick, at the time you may be thinking you high and mighty, you king, but bro, your legacy is gonna be tarnished. Your empire will crumble, and you will go down with nothing. I guarantee you that. Not even respect, bro. People will be tap dancing on your grave. You'll just be seen as the, how can I say, as the example of how not to be. And your generation or your family, that is how they're gonna look at you. Your great grandpa who was a good for nothing. Man. The reality of it is you gotta come with understanding to the table. You know what I mean? You gotta come right. But like I said, when people want to talk about this lifestyle, they always point out all this and that, and never point out like, well, what about this? What about that? Like, oh no. We're trying to make them look bad. Like, I get it. I know I get the Lord behind all of that and everything, and the reason for it. But at the same time, you can't be lying. Can't be a hypocrite. People talk about homies being hypocrites. Like, like no. If you're gonna talk about something, talk about it for how it really is, the good and the bad. I always mention all the bad shit and why it's bad and everything like that. And then I also talk about the other things. You know what I mean? I come here. I'm not biased. I come here and tell it, how it is. People get mad like, no. Just point out the bad. Don't point out the good. Like what? Then how are people getting the whole story then? I don't understand. Like, how is lying to individuals or misleading them or, like, how is any of that good, in general? Come right to the table and people will come right. I'm just saying, I'm Shadow. We out.